Now, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has taken to X to commemorate the India-EU FTA. He writes, India and the European Union, two major democracies and market economies, concluded path-breaking agreements today at the 16th summit under the leadership of PM Narendra Modi, President António Costa and President von der Leyen. The Free Trade Agreement, the Security and Defense Partnership, the Comprehensive Framework of Cooperation on Mobility and other agreements signed today constituted the foundation of a broader, deeper and stronger partnership. Today's India-EU summit will strengthen multipolarity and help de-risk the global order. I will just go across to Dr. Ajay Dua. He's a former Commerce Secretary, for his comments, and Mr. Akash Jindal. I will surely come back to you and let you complete your point there. Dr. Ajay Dua, I just like your comments on what we've just shared with our viewers.
I have no problem waiting for 25 minutes if it was 20 minutes earlier, because as long as there are knowledgeable speakers before me and I have something to learn from it, despite my gray hair, I look forward to it. Having said that, I would totally endorse what has been said by the Foreign Minister. Today is a landmark day in India's geopolitical standing. On the one hand, we've been able to get an agreement, security and defense agreement, partnership agreement signed with 27 nations who till the other day only were allies of United States. And some of them were also inclined to work closely with Russia. So maybe now that they have a partnership with us on certain aspects like marine security, cybercrime, terrorism, and degree of manufacturing, I think it will be a move forward in which their relationships with the existing relationships, some of those would move to India. So, along with that, we've now arrived at an agreement on, the word uses, concluded the negotiations which had been started. In the very first meeting, I was present in Helsinki in 2007, January or February. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was leading that delegation there when we signed with the President of the Prime Minister and the President of the European Commission, then based in Finland, had signed the agreement, and we had the first meeting there. I am so happy that 18 years it may have taken, but we have arrived at an agreement which is fundamentals are very clear. Some of the details have yet to be worked out. That's why the word used is conclusion of the negotiations. It is not yet a treaty. It's not yet an agreement. Apart from the details to be filled up, it has to go before the parliaments of all the 27 countries and then the European Commission. Also, it might take a year, though the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and she mentioned that certain aspects of it could get into operation in a few months' time. Let's hope for that. What have we done? Along in the context of a security agreement, security and the defense agreement, we have also done a trade deal which says that from $136 billion of goods and services and $36 billion of services, total about $173 billion, we hope to increase India's exports by $50 billion. We are not talking about the exports of the 27 countries to India, which are bound to increase. We haven't reckoned with it. If we take that also into account, probably in 5 to 6 years' time, we could be doubling up the trade. A very good, desirable thing, considering our trade with the US was already about $130 billion. 85 of exports, 45 of theirs, so about 130, 135 billion. And we bother about it. We are concerned to go a step back into our exports there. But the incremental, the delta which will come from Europe should stand us in a good stead. And finally, I would like to say, Mr. Mehta would know it much more, much better than me. Our average tariff on the goods coming from from European Union to India was 9.4% average weighted levy. As against it, our what our exporters were paying was 3.8. So there is much more to bridge from our side, 3.8 and 9.8, because after all, trade, both sides have to agree, and we have to come to certain aspects saying that fairly equal number of items, we will lower duty, they would lower. It's been agreed. 96.8% have been covered in this agreement. 3.2 remain. And similarly for India, it's going to be 91% as of now. We get 10 years time to come down to the zero level, and they get 7 years time. So all that I'm trying to say is we have protected ourselves fairly well, taken longer time, and also said our reduction in duties will be more gradual than it is for them, and we have shielded finally our agriculture, most of it in agriculture. We have shielded dairying completely ours, what was a red flag for us, but at the same time, we have been able to get duties off on most of our labor intensive products, which are the ones suffering in the US: gems and jewelry, clothing, leather, those kind of things. And for our pharmaceuticals, for the generic ones rather, we are now known the world over, that too has been agreed to by the European Union.
Right, Dr. Jadua, I will come back to you very